Where's everybody at?
Oh, maybe the whole thing is over. No one bothered to tell us. Maybe we won.
Something ain't right. Come on, let's take a ride.
So this line here, maybe we won, comes in season 1 after Herc and Carver have been heavily involved in the detail targeting the Barstow organization. The police detail has endured a lot of bureaucracy, interdepartmental politics, surveillance, frustrations, and half successes. So by this point, they've carried out major raids and they seized drugs. But the big fish, Avon, Barksdale, and Stringer Bell, they remain elusive, or at least not fully destroyed. Now, Herc. Herc is the more impulsive and is the muscle-driven half of the Herc and Carver duo. So he drops this line, not really as a declaration of triumph, but as a confused question. And it reflects the uncertainty of what victory even means in the Baltimore drug war. Now, on the face of all this, Herc is asking Carver if all their work, the raids, the surveillance, the wiretaps, and the bus, if they amounted to any success. Because they seized the drugs, they arrested some people, they made headlines. So, by traditional police metrics, arrests, seizures, and charges, that might look like a win. But judging by Herc's tone, hesitant, uncertain, it betrays the reality that he himself doesn't quite believe it. It's not we won, it's maybe we won. So the doubt here is the point. So when he drops this line, so really this line it drips with a lot of irony because The Wire is fundamentally about systems that never really change, no matter the victories of individuals. Because Avon Barksdale, he will serve time, but the game continues with Marlo Stanfield later on in later seasons. And the drugs, they'll still flow into the streets. And you'll have new corners that will replace old ones. And you'll have young soldiers who will step in for those arrested or killed. Thus, winning in The Wire is always a mirage. So what Herc thinks might be victory is, in the bigger picture, just another temporary disruption in the endless churn of Baltimore's drug economy. Now, Herc and Carver both represent the mid-level cops. They're muscle on the street, not chess masters of the larger game. They bust heads, they crack jokes, and sometimes they stumble on real progress, but they don't fully understand the systemic forces at play. Now, Herc, his line reflects this blindness because he asks if they won as though a raid or a seizure were enough to claim victory. Now, Carver, more thoughtful as the series progresses, he begins to see what winning isn't, to see that winning is impossible when the system itself is broken, with policing, politics, schools, and the economy. Now, Herc doesn't get that, and he never really got it, honestly, in my opinion. So the line, it captures his limited vision. He equates physical action with victory, while Carver and the audience, they know better. So the small line here resonates with multiple different philosophies embedded in The Wire, such as, for one, the Sisyphean struggle, which is by Albert Camus. Now, like Sisyphus pushing his boulder uphill, the police win only for the rock to roll right back down. So, see, each case collapses under corruption, bureaucracy, or the drug game's adaptability. Now, Herc's Maybe We Won reflects the futility of searching for finality in a never ending cycle. And then you have Nietzsche's eternal return, because every win is destined to repeat over and over without progress. Arrests and raids are not victories, but repetitions. And then Machiavelli's pragmatism. The institutions in The Wire, the police, politics, and schools, they measure victory in shallow, short term ways, and stats, seizures, headlines. Now, Herc, he embodies this because his question shows how victory is reduced to perception, not reality. And then the Marxist critique. The drug war is a byproduct of economic inequality and class struggle. Herc, he doesn't get that. He doesn't see that. So his version of winning ignores the structural roots of the problem. For the system, his victory is just a theater, a show to keep the machinery running. So the Maybe We Won by Herc and encapsulates one of the Wire's great truths that there are no clean wins. Everyone loses something. The police, they lose morale, careers, sometimes their sense of purpose. The dealers, they lose their lives, they lose their freedom or their corners. And then the city itself remains trapped in poverty and violence. So the win that Herc refers to is empty. It doesn't change anything. In fact, The Wire repeatedly shows that winning in the drug war is just a temporary headline, a way for politicians to boast and nothing else more. And also that single word, maybe. So when it comes to the maybe, the symbolism of this one word is very crucial because it signals doubt, the lack of conviction, and even a subconscious acknowledgement of futility. Because see, Herc, he doesn't say it triumphantly. He says it like he's asking himself a question he doesn't want the answer to. It's one of those subtle wire moments where the show exposes the cracks in a character's understanding. And Herc, usually a comic relief tough guy, momentarily reveals an existential doubt that what if all of this was for nothing? So for a lot of viewers, Hook's line is both a gut punch and is a summary of the entire series. By the end of season 1, and more so by the end of season 5, we realize that winning does not exist in Baltimore's war on drugs. Hook's uncertainty mirrors our own. So after watching the details struggle so hard, do we feel like anything was actually achieved? Now, Herc's Maybe We Won is a deceptively simple line that captures the Wire's essence because it reflects the futility of the drug war, the limited vision of street cops, the illusionary nature of victory, and the cyclical Sisyphean struggles at the heart of the show. It's ironic, philosophical, and tragic all at once. Because in The Wire, no one really wins.